Savio तुका गोवा 365 च्या स्टेट फॉरवर्ड ह्या कारवळी येवकार तुका सावियो जो आसा हो वेळी हांगा बागा आनी तेंचो गांव आसा आनीक आज तो बीजेपीचे वेळी कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी इलेक्शनाक रावले कडेन आसा. आज आमी विचारून घेवया की वेळी कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी तुका किती डेव्हलप करपा जाय आनी किती तुजी प्लॅन आसतले.
First, thank you for inviting me on the Goa 365 State Forum. तेन्ना म्हाका Prime Minister Modi had सांगलें Goa take purpose. I said I wanted to change Goa, I wanted to transform Goa. When the elections came, the senior leaders of the Central Election Committee asked me, would you like to contest the elections? And I said yes, of course I'd like to contest the elections, and I would like to contest from the Velim constituency. Our Velim so Purgas. I am from the Velim constituency, I am the son of the soil, and I believe that I can add value to the Velim constituency by bringing innovation, by bringing enterprise, and by bringing education and employment to my people. So one of the first things that we want to do is to initiate a cottage industry. The cottage industry concept is where we will provide the machines to 5,000 women in the Velim constituency. We will teach them what product needs to be made, and most importantly, we will buy back 100% of the product that they make. So all they have to do is learn, be educated through our systems, and make the product, and we buy that product. Through that product, they can earn rupees 500 minimum per day, which is roughly about 15,000 a month. They don't need to become slaves to political parties that offer them handouts, like some political parties are giving them 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. I don't believe in that kind of politics. BJP also doesn't believe in that kind of politics. We want to empower our women. We want to empower our youth. Today, with rupees 500 per day that they can earn through this cottage industry, they will be able to be self-empowered and have money of their own as women and as unemployed people. So that's agenda number one. Agenda number two is, run around the Velim constituency before, we realized that there are many traditional old homes that are locked up or uncared for because children live abroad or live in other parts of the country. So we want to now boost up tourism in the Velim constituency, but we don't want to disturb the environment, right? In order to not disturb the environment, we've come up with the idea known as homestays, wherein we would invest money to ensure that these houses are renovated, number one, and brought to standards of a hotel experience, and then marketed out to the people of India and the rest of the world. You can come to Velim, it's a great tourism area, it's great for ecotourism, hinterland tourism, but they don't have to necessarily stay at a hotel, they will stay at a home that's far more better than a hotel. What it does is, it also helps the ancillary industries, right? Today the vegetable owners, the restaurants, the various different activities that can be done within Velim itself. So the idea is, if you have 2,000 rooms in Velim, without destroying the environment, you can still boost tourism in the Velim constituency. So that's idea number two. Idea number three, which is very important to me, is to improve the transportation system in Velim. A lot of transport used in the Velim intra-constituency travel has been bikes and cars. We want to introduce the concept of electric cycles at different stations. So we'll be creating different stations across the constituency, where we already have about 1,000 electric cycles that one of my startup companies will be introducing into the Velim constituency. So they will be at different points. All they have to do is pick up a cycle from one place and go and drop the cycle at another place, or come back with that cycle. So the reason why electric cycle is, I don't think we need to use too much of petrol-based vehicles within the constituency. It's a green constituency. We must keep it ecological.
Pollution-free.
Pollution-free, yes. The next important thing is, we are in talks with the center. They have a concept known as smart city. We are in talks with them to create a concept across India called the smart village. The smart village will be using the environmental sensitivities of that village. They are agrarian in nature, and trying to bring technology to enhance the socio-economic works of the people in those areas. So one of the things we want to do, and we've already in talks with the Centre for, was to convert the Velim constituency into a smart village constituency.
Savio, तुम्ही म्हणलात ही सायकल आम्ही हे करतो. जर एक मनशाक वेळी साकून जर वसडणा येवपाक जाय तर तो वसडणा येयलो आनी तेणे सायकल खंय सोडपाची खंय दिवपाची.
So what we are doing is we have stations. At every station you can come and leave the cycle, just like a bus stop, right? In a bus stop you come from one bus and you come to another stop, you get down and you go. Same way we will have e-cycle stops. You can hire the cycle, come to a stop. Let's say from Velim you come to Shinshini. So Shinshini will have a stop. You come and deposit your cycle over there. Yes. So it works on codes. You can only put in a code and it allows you, when you make a payment, let's say 20 rupees you make a payment for 1 hour, then it allows you to remove the cycle, then you come and deposit the cycle again. That's how it works.
तर जी वेळी कॉन्शियसनेस आहे हितून गार्बेजीची खूब प्रॉब्लेम आसा की गार्बेज प्लांट घालपाक जागना. कुमुलदाद आसा, कुमनेदाद आस म्हणल्यार कुमनेदाद जागो दिवपाक पुस्ताक करता. मायग्रंट्सांक या आनी कोणाक ते दितात तेंचेच लोक कितलीशे जागा हायर करतात. पूण असली कामां तूं कशी गार्बेजीची प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व?
So, about a year back, prior to the COVID, we were working on a concept called pay for garbage. We were to introduce the pay for garbage in a constituency outside of Goa, in the UP. But because of COVID, we could not introduce it. Now, pay for garbage is a very interesting concept. The first aspect of the concept is to educate the people of Velim that you have to segregate your garbage into dry, wet, bottles, cardboards, and various other aspects of it. Then to incentivize them, we're going to set up a system called Pay for Garbage where people from our panchayats and various other self-help groups, and it also creates employment for them, will go around collecting this garbage. Dry garbage we will collect. Wet garbage, we will find a solution wherein we will be able to dispose of the wet solution. So let's say you might have a compost pit. Maybe we can create a compost pit with nano-bubble technology so that the smells don't go out. We do not want another Samsoro in Velim. We want to be able to use science and technology. So we are in talks with a Japanese company, try and see how we can go about dealing with the wet garbage. The second aspect and most important is the dry garbage. Now, dry garbage, there is a certain amount of money that you spend to buy certain things. If I am able to give you money back, you will give me your garbage, no? I am saying, give me your garbage, take money in return. Maka garbage nahi, ma poshe hai. How to ka poshe dita, right? Log sochta, they keep thinking that, yeah, this is garbage, it's not money, I'll just throw it out, If I give you money, then you will think, Arey, I can make at least 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 10 rupees, 200 rupees, right? Today, newspaper, for example, you buy newspapers, you buy 5 rupees, 10 rupees, you're spending. If that newspaper can give you even 1 rupee back out of the 5 rupees that you have spent, you're not going to say no, right? That's exactly what we're doing. So, pay for garbage is a system where we incentivize the person to give us garbage. I want your garbage segregated in a particular manner. Papers, plastics, bottles, separate. I buy it from you, you take the money, and I go and sell it to people, that through the government, for getting money for employing people. No? So today I employ one person, he takes a van, he goes around, collects it, so that it creates a system. Swachh Bharat cannot happen unless people do it on their own. Today if you go in Velim was a constituency that never had garbage. Today we see the garbage in Velim, so much of garbage. How has that happened? Because Velim, people are just throwing, they don't have dustbins, they don't have segregated dustbins to put wet, dry, and then they don't have anybody to collect. So we will set up a system to collect the dry garbage. And what they do is also the dry and the wet they mix up. So they have to be taught how to segregate all of that. So garbage to me is very important. The first thing I will do is clean the garbage.
म्हणजे हे जर सिस्टम केली जाल्यार लोक पोतयो बांदून रस्त्यार कुशी उडोवपाची कमी जातले.
In fact, I will set up a system where they will be forced in the sense, when you get money, everybody is happy. If you go look at the psychology of people, त्यांना सेल असता pantaloonचा, they say you spend 4,000, you get 500 rupees benefit, right? So people go and spend 4,000 rupees for 500 benefit, right? But they're not thinking, on 3,500 costs, I will spend 3,500, which I would otherwise not spend. So it's incentivizing them. As soon as you incentivize people to clean garbage, they will clean garbage.
कुंभदरीची प्लेस असा पूण थंय जर एक जर प्लांट जर घातलो जाल्यार थंय कितें सेग्रिगेशन या कितें करपाक मेळटा अशें दिसता.
I think the most important thing is we need to identify certain small areas. In your home also, if you put these compost pits that are very small and sizable, then you don't need to necessarily have this major garbage plant. You can keep individual small plants in your home also. And when you're able to recycle that wet garbage into manure or into some sort of credible waste. So we've also tied up with a company that has already been doing work with the Goa government. We have introduced them to the Goa government, where we'll be trying to get biogas energy, renewable energy into the Velim constituency. So we're working more on the environment. See, we want to balance modernity with environmental sensitivities. That's what we want to do.
Savio, तूं एक जर्नलिस्ट आसा आनी तेच बरोबर सोशल वर्करय आसा. तुका कशें दिसलें की जर्नलिस्ट थोडे टायम बंद करून पॉलिटिक्सान येवपाचें कशें दिसलें?
Okay, for two reasons. One, I've always been very inspired by Mr. Parikar. So even when I was a journalist, Mr. Parikar was one of the people who helped me understand Goan politics. He also helped me understand Indian politics.
आम्ही सुद्धा तुझे बरोबर काम केलेलं आसा, आमी बरोबर कामय केलेलें.
Correct. So he also, most importantly, he inspired for me towards nation building. Then our Goa Chronicle Salcete, then Goa Chronicle has become such a big brand now. We have our own TV show and all that. Then on Prime Minister Modi, I had a meeting with him. And he said, would you like to contribute to Goa? And I said, yes. And then when they asked me to contest the elections again, I said, okay, I'll consider it. Journalism, truth is very important. We have always followed truth. I think politicians also must follow truth. Because if you're not truthful to your constituency, you will not be able to inspire the people. Today, if you look at many of the politicians in Goa and outside of Goa, the trust factor is a quotient. Most politicians, even today when I've started to contest, many people are saying you don't have any money, you'll have to spend money, people want money. Velim has 32,000 voters, okay? I just want 8,000 voters who think without money. The remaining 30,000 can, 22,000 can vote for anybody. I don't. Well, whatever. They can take money, they might like them, it doesn't matter. I want 8,000 voters to vote for me because they have brains.
Yeah.
That this boy is educated, this boy understands what he wants to do and he's non-corrupt. See, eventually I can't change a person. Today, if a person wants to take money and vote, he's forgetting that tomorrow when he wants a job, for example, jobs in government, how much money are they paying for jobs? So much of corruption is there. Today you are taking 5,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees, you are taking food, donations. Tomorrow that same MLA is going to take the money back from you 10 times and 100 times more. I met somebody very important, he said, you're a very educated boy, why are you contesting the elections? And also because I'm a Christian candidate. So, maka insan tha ki BJP kyun? Why BJP? I said basically to the gentleman, the church leader, I said, Father, let's say I never stood on the BJP ticket. Would all the Christians vote for me because I'm a good candidate? So he was quiet.
But तुम्ही BJP पळयना, candidate पळयात, बरो candidate आसता पळय.
That's what I told. So he said, I can't give you an answer to that. He was quiet. I said, that is the problem, no, Father. I'm a good candidate. But you yourself are not sure whether the Christians, all the Christians will vote for me or all the good Hindus will vote for me. No. Then why should you have a problem that I joined the BJP? Last time people came, they came as independents, they were in Congress, they joined the BJP.
At least today I had the courage to stand on the BJP ticket. Because of Mr. Parikar, because of Mr. Modi. You might think BJP is wrong, but at least hear me out. Velim constituency, 73% Christians. Out of the 73% Christians, if you look into the beneficiaries, 10,300 beneficiaries are 65% of the beneficiaries are Christians. So it doesn't mean the Christians don't like BJP. It is only propaganda. Only propaganda, Ramesh. That where people think that BJP is against the Christians.
सर असं जे फिशरमॅन आसात ह्या फिशरमॅनाचे जाती इश्यू आसा हे तूं कसो मुखार व्हरतलो कित्याक तांकां जेन्ना ते न्हंय डिसिप्लीन करपाक फोकस करतात आनी दुसरें कितें आसा ते म्हणटात डिसिप्लीन केलें जाल्यार तांकां ती तिसऱ्यो कालवां जी आसा ती काडपाक मेळना म्हणटकीर हे तूं कशें फिशरमॅन मोस्ट ऑफ दी वर्क ऑफ बेल्ट आसा फिशरमॅनाचो आसा.
See, the fisherman, as you rightly said, has a lot of concerns and need a lot of understanding of their problems. One of the ways to do that is through science. A lot of times we don't understand that science has solutions to the problems. So coming from the kind of background that I come from, I am willing to listen to all the problems of the fishermen and finding a solution through science and innovation, because everyone needs a livelihood. Goa and this Salcete belt personally are very huge as far as fish consumption is concerned. For example, I'll tell you, we have tied up with a company, a startup company that we have combined with, where we created a food ingredient product, called EcoClean, which helps you clean the fish, the meat, the fruits of all pesticides, chemicals and all that. We have introduced it as a test market in Goa 6 months back, and later on the company will come in with us from away. So I believe fishermen's community or any community, Kisan Astore, any one of them, solve the solution asta practically. Science, innovation, and that's when we will be able to solve their problem. The fishermen community or the farmers must understand that unless you tell me your problem, I will not be able to help you with your problem, number one. Number two, the solution has to be permanent. It cannot be temporary, right? That is my style. My style is solve the problem once and for all. I don't want to solve your problems because I need your votes. I want to solve your problems so that you can become better, right? Many people are saying, Savio, like all politicians, they come and they ask for vote. I have told them, Avantaka Sangla, don't vote for me. Unless you want to support me. If you support me, then automatically you will vote for me. So you have to support what I stand for. What does Savio stand for? Savio stands for honesty. Savio stands for a very good journalist that he was. Savio stands for ideas. So if you stand with me to work with you, then you vote for me, no?
Savio, आता लास्ट आमगे एक दोन इश्यू उरला. एक युथाचो उरला. युथाक जे एज्युकेशन फील्ड आसा कशी फुल करतले आनी दुसरें एक फार्मर्साचे बारीकशे फार्मर्सचे चिंतोण्या खूब आसात वेगळी क्वेश्चन्स खूब आसात एक कशें करतले.
So the first thing that we are doing for the youths are in two aspects. One is education and the other one is in entrepreneurship, which is startup entrepreneurship. In education, we want to focus on academies. So we already have a tie-up with an academy that where we will be introducing AI, robotics and technology studies over there. We are also going to be setting up an artificial intelligence lab and a robotics lab so that they will be able to actually have real-time experience of how a robot works in such technology. The second is we are looking at an IFS and civil service academy. One of the problems we have realized that many people who want to do IAS and IFS studies have to go outside of Goa. So we want them to train here through our online as well as offline education model. The third thing we want to do is do a lot of research and development in the agricultural studies. So people who are farmers, most of the Velim are farmers and fishermen. We want to be able to get them to bring in new technologies as farmers in order for them to be economically beneficial to them. So studies in agriculture is also what we are going to focus on, technology-driven agriculture. The most important thing is we're doing two aspects. One is we set up a 25 lakh fund. That 25 lakh fund will concentrate on startups
started this entrepreneurship. Somebody young in Goa is got a great idea, uses technology for a social issue. Let's say somebody comes with an idea that I can help you clean garbage using technology. We have no problem funding that idea from our own to turn it into an enterprise. So we set up a 25 lakh fund from our own where the government will support us in facilitation of the idea. The third and the other most important thing is we are bringing innovation to schools. So 8, 9, 10 standard, we're going to have innovation camps every 3 months so that people start thinking of new ideas. So for me, there are 5 E's. The main E is empowerment. I will achieve empowerment through education, employment and entrepreneurship. And in all this is the second most important E, which is environment. I will ensure that not a single ecological strength of Velim is destroyed. I will not allow for large scale development in Velim.
Savio, तुम्ही आता म्हणले यासाठी आम्ही IAS, IPS, IFS, IFC हे कोचिंग तो आमी चालू करता. पण तितून एक असो प्रॉब्लेम आसा की जो आवय बापूय आसा आपल्याला पेरेंट्स आसा तेणी ह्या भुरग्या खातीर सॅक्रिफायस करपा पडटा कित्याक IAS, IFC बी ह्यो एग्जामी व्हेरी टफ उरतात आनी ते हांगू म्हणना ते जर महाराष्ट्रा वचपा पडटा, दिल्ली वचपा पडटा, पंजाब वचपा पडटा या बेंगलोर असली सिटीनीच आसात. तेजे खातीर आवय बापायनी सॅक्रिफायस करप हें इम्पॉर्टंट आसतलें. कशें दिसता तुका हें करतलें आवय बापूय? कित्याक खूब कमी लोक आमगे गोंयचे आसा ते कमी लोक ह्या असली कशी.
What happens, Ramesh, is people are always saying that Goa needs better leaders. A political leader as the second rung of leaders, bureaucracy. Then IAS officers yeta Goa. They are mostly from outside of Goa, so they sometimes fail to understand the Goa sensibilities, right? So it is important for us to have people who are educated IAS and IFS officers who understand what Goa is. I'm not saying they are bad or they are wrong. I'm just saying that for Goa you need Goan IAS officers, right? So I want to be able to get what is our job, what are our people looking for jobs. They go on the ship, they go abroad, they go to other states. Why are they not contributing to civil services? Why are they not studying hard to become IAS, IFS or other civil service exams? Because they can contribute to Goa. Their intelligence will help contribute to Goa.
आणि 25 लाख म्हणटा ते कशी तुमची तू हे करतला?
So essentially,
संस्था उभारतला या?
Yes, it's through my Thomas Seva Foundation. It's an NGO. So you are allowed to set up what is known as an angel fund of a minimum 25 lakhs, where people together can come and as in when me and my family will come together and put that money through that fund. And then we see, okay, this is good, he needs 50,000 to make something, then we give him to create that idea. The whole idea is to ensure that they are not stopped from ideating. They get the money to do a business. Let's say somebody comes and says, I want to create Velim newspaper only for Velim. A newspaper only for Velim. And he says, sir, I need some help. Can you give me that help? That I can do. You're understanding? Just only for a Velim constituency.
सगळे आमी कामात करता वेळी वर्षांची आनी आख्खे गोंयभर एक व्हडलो मेजर आमकां प्रॉब्लेम फेस करता. तेचेर एक बारीकशे आमकां जातले काय ना म्हणजे एक काय तूं ट्राय करतले हेजी एक म्हायती सामकी. लोक हांगा ड्युअल सिटीजनशीप सोदता ना जाल्यार आमी सगळें कॅन्सलेशन पोर्तुगीज पासपोर्ट करून वचता. हेजेर तूं कितें घालतलो प्रायम मिनिस्टरा फुडें की ह्या लोकांक कितें तरी चान्स मेळटलो की गोंयांत कॅन्सलेशन करनासतना हांगा रावपाचें.
See, I personally, I see no problem with people wanting dual citizenship. Okay, but my concern is that you can't have two mothers or two fathers, right? You have to choose between one of the two. Either you're an Indian or you're a Portuguese, right? Many people ask me, you're a Rodrigues, have you taken Portuguese citizenship? I was never brought up that way, Ramesh. I asked my parents, what is my caste? Indian. What is my nationality? Indian. I was never brought up as a Portuguese boy. So I have no concerns. I have no worries if people want dual citizenship. Within the laws, the Portuguese government and the Indian government agreed to give them Portuguese citizenship. Dual citizenship, if it comes through, is a good thing for them. But in hindsight, what is most important, why do people take Portuguese citizenship? Not for Portugal. Because they want to go to UK. Right? I am saying today we have to make Goa so important that
Just like UK.
Just like UK. So they don't have to go. See, India is your own. You know, you have to choose whether you are Indian or whether you want Portuguese. You can't sail in two boats, no? And two boats is what? Yours is one time here, one time there. All these people who live abroad and they care about Goa, they say, okay, let's make Goa better. Why don't they come back to Goa and make it better? So I'm not against dual citizenship. I'm saying it should be allowed. But you need to choose whether you're more of an Indian and more of a Portuguese. Right? If you're an Indian, you will commit to India. If you're a Portuguese, you will commit to Portugal. Why are people not working in Portugal? They are not. Is Portugal economy big? Indian economy is the fastest growing economy right now.
So Savio, तुका आमगे स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड गोवा 365 या ते तुका वर्क करता गेल्या तांचे भागांतल्यान आमकां कळ्ळें की ह्या हितूंतल्यान किती जाता कशी चलता म्हणून तुवें आमकां भरपूर म्हायती दिली म्हणून हांव तुका थँक्स म्हणटा देव बरें म्हणटा मागीर जी खाली कारवाड आसा ती आमी मागीर पळोवची आनी खंयचो इश्यू येता जाल्यार तो आमी करचो. थँक्यू.